Hey guitar enthusiast, Lauren Bateman here. In this lesson video, we're going to be doing Oh Darling by the Beatles. So let's check it out. So this is a really cool song by the Beatles. It's in 6/8 time. So we're going to be doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is going to be the timing of what we're doing here. And we're going to be throwing in an F sharp minor chord. So you might want to know that as a bar chord. If not, I'll tell you what you can do to fix that. We also have a B minor bar chord. And we also have a couple 7 chords. So it's a great song in doing a variety of different chords. So let's talk about how we're going to go about playing this, how we're going to do the strumming and all that. Let's start with our intro. So the intro is really, really simple. It's an E7 chord, which is basically, if you know E major, just lift up your 3rd finger. Oh, darling. And that's literally how the song starts. That's all there is to the intro. So let's get into the verse. So once we hit darling, that's going to be the start of our verse, which we're going to hit on an A chord. All right, so we've got, oh, darling. So we're just going to hold that E7 and then start on the A. So the chord progression is somewhat repetitive in terms of the, so we have double A, double E. Also, before I finish this, if you need to get the chord chart, go to my website, laurenbateman.com. In the song sections, I have all the chord charts. You can go print it out and come back here. So again, the verse, we have double A, double E, double F sharp minor, double D. All right, and then we have B minor, E major, B minor, E major, A, D, A, E7. Whew, that's a lot of chords. Fortunately, they do repeat a lot of that. It's just the ending changes on the second time through. So again, I said this song is going to be in 6/8. So how we're going to approach this is we're just going to do all down strums, all right? And it's going to be sound like 8th notes, except we're only going to be doing 6 down strums versus 8. That's why it's 6/8. So there's 6 beats and they sound like 8th notes. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so that is the strumming. It's all 8th notes. If you want to accent the 1 and the 4, you can do that to make things sound a little bit more like a rhythm. And at the end here, we're going to get into where we get that A-D-A part. We're going to get into a slightly different rhythm and how we're going to play this. So let's talk about that specifically. So at the end of this, it's kind of like a tie-in to the intro again. So we've got, believe me when I tell you I'll never do you no harm. So we got D, A, and then we're back to E7. So we're going to strum that E7 again and we're going to hold it. It's a very tense moment before we get back onto Oh Darling. And we repeat the whole thing through again. Now the second time through on these verses, instead of holding the E7, we go from A to A7. So the second time through, the line goes, believe me when I beg you, don't ever leave me alone. To D, to A, and then A7. And going to A to A7 is a very easy transition. You just lift up your middle finger. So very, very, very simple. All right, so that brings us into the chorus. So let's talk about what we're going to do in the chorus. Real quick, for those of you guys who aren't familiar with bar chords, if you want to do F sharp minor, you can just play an A chord on the bottom 3 strings. That's a simple fix. And for B minor, instead of playing the bar chord, you can just use fingers 1, 2, 3 on the bottom 3 strings and strum the bottom 3 strings. Those will work. So we have an A major chord on the bottom 3 strings for F sharp minor, and then fingers 1, 2, and 3 at a diagonal for the B minor. Those are some simple fixes for your bar chords. Hey guys, if you're liking this video so far, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it because YouTube will show my videos to more people just like you. So the chorus, the Beatles do an interesting thing. We change keys here, and essentially, if you don't know what a key is, it's a family of chords that sound good together, but there's going to be a sharp contrast between the verse and the chorus in terms of the sound, and that usually indicates some kind of key change. And that's why at the end of the verse, we went from A to A7, because it makes this transition a little bit less abrupt, even though it's still kind of abrupt. But there's a big change that happens in the chorus. So now we're going to play D chords. We're starting on the D chord. We have an F major chord that's going to show up. You can play an F major 7 instead of the F if you don't know the bar chords, which is basically, it looks like a B minor, 3 fingers on the diagonal. So you could play that instead, but we have a D chord, double D, double F, then we have A, that A7 again, double Ds, double F. So basically every chord is twice. At the very end we have B7, an F, then we have E major, and then E7. So let me just play through that chorus real quick. I won't do too much singing so that I don't get hit with copyright infringement. So we got D twice, to F, to A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2. When you told me. So back to D, we have the F. Now to B7, F, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so we got E on the end, and then Oh Darling. So we're that E7 hold keeps coming in. It's kind of a theme. So once we get through the chorus, it's fairly repetitive after that. There's just one little tag that you might want to throw on the ending of this song, which is a B flat to an A7. So we've got the very ending. So you'll hear that at the very ending of the song. It's this B flat, which is a bar chord, sorry, and then an A7. But you will hear that distinct tag at the very end of this song because the song does have a definite ending. And if you don't want to do that, just don't worry about the B flat. Just go from A. Just end on the A7, but it has a much nicer resolution. It sounds like the song is really ending when we do that. But again, if you can't do that, don't worry about it. Leave it out for now. Maybe it's something that you can work on. So that's Oh Darling by the Beatles. I love the Beatles. Make sure to like and comment on this video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that you'll see when I put out new content. YouTube's gonna throw a couple more videos up over here. The guitar playing cat and I hope that we'll see you in another lesson video.